Welcome to Grab Shiny Podcast. This week we're going to be talking about, my name's John. Hello, Zach. How you doing, bro?
What's going on? It's just us two for this time.
Yeah, Alex is busy, and Nick is over there still visiting his family, so it's just going to be us two this time. We're going to be talking about Pokemon Sun and Moon. We're going to be talking about the potential of Pokemon Stars. We're going to be talking about Persona 5 getting delayed. We're going to be talking about episodic content, how we feel about it. We're going to be talking about the new No Man's Sky Foundation. We're going to be talking about a lot of stuff today. If you have any comments on it, just go ahead and leave them in the chat. We'll get to them whenever we can. So I'm going to start off.
What's up, Nick?
Oh, Nick's here finally. Or if I said finally, Nick is here. We just started. We're going to start off with good stuff. Uh-oh. I didn't think of anything.
I could talk about something good.
You got something good?
Yeah.
What you got, man?
Transistor. That's a pretty good game that I think everybody should play. Or really either that or Bastion.
Now, I'm going to put you on the spot. Which one, man? You only get to play one. Which one?
Transistor.
Wow. All right.
That's the better of the two. Yeah, they're really great. They both have good music. Transistor has a better character to get behind. It does the same kind of thing where it's like mostly narrated. But there's some other voice actors in it too. But she's just a really cool character. She's probably one of the best female protagonists in like anything. She's pretty great.
Yeah, because the guy in Bastion, we don't know much about. I mean, we know some of his history, but
learn stuff about it.
But we're not like interactive.
Loads of side quest information instead of with a coherent story. You know?
Yeah.
So other than like the side quest in the end, yeah, you're just the kid.
Right.
That's it,
So Transistor is a good game. Good game. I like it. I had something thought about and I forgot about it. Let's talk about Rocket League because I just played Rocket League for the first time in a few months and it's still just as fun as it's ever been. Like they keep adding new content and new little DLC cars and new little courses and stuff, and like that game will never not be fun. It kind of falls under like the perfect party game.
Do you
genre.
know about Steam's new award thing or whatever?
Yeah, I did see that. You think I should nominate them?
You could nominate it for like longevity or whatever the hell.
Did it even come out this year?
What?
Or is it like, does it matter if it came out this year or not?
I don't think it matters.
Yeah.
Well, because there's standing the test of time. I think that's one of the awards.
Yeah.
Because no matter what, you'll go back to it. One of mine is probably like New Vegas because I love that Fallout game. I love it so much.
I think I would but it's hard to tell because like Rocket League is like it's been around, but it's not exactly old either. So
yeah,
but like as of right now, I think it falls into that perfect like multiplayer game. You could just play with anyone and have fun. There's that Duck Game, Dive Kick, Lethal League, Rocket League,
all those party games.
Power Stone sometimes. Like they just work. It's not like anyone just like gets leagues ahead of someone like being just so good that like it makes it unfun for the other person to play. Like if you played against like the most pro players in Street Fighter, or excuse me, if I played against the most pro players in Street Fighter, it's really not going to be that enjoyable for me to get my ass beat the fifth time,
Yeah.
The first few times is cool, but with Rocket League, even the best players, there's fun to be had. There's shenanigans to be had, and I love that shit. So Rocket League is good stuff. I definitely, if you haven't got it yet, which is crazy, it's on sale right now, so you should probably get it. All right, let's move into our topics. First of all, let's get this out of the way. Let's talk about the live Full Metal Alchemist. So there's a 30-second trailer that came out talking about the live Full Metal Alchemist. What do you think of it, man? Does it look good? I mean,
I'm not like the biggest fan of FMA. I think it's good, but there's like definitely a lot more people out there who are like more avid about it.
Right.
But even to me, it looks pretty good.
Granted, we only saw like
it's
scenes.
One of those things where it's like, if you see a live action of something you like, there's like two instances. One where you're convincing yourself, this is this anime or whatever. This is that. You're like hardcore convincing yourself, and like maybe even looking at the title again, like, okay, yeah, I am watching that. This, like, I can clearly see the characters. I can clearly see like the setting. It gives the feel of what that is,
Yeah, I think it's looking good. Again, we only saw like 4 or 5 scenes, but like every scene we saw made sense with what the anime looked like, made sense with how the vibes it gave off. I think it looked pretty good. So
it showed Al and Edward.
From
I combined both.
All of them. All
apparently.
the fucking animes in one.
It showed Al and Edward, and they both looked pretty good.
Yeah.
Even though you only get to see like a little bit of Al.
Yeah.
But he's a big piece of armor. How could they fuck that up? They could fuck it up. But
it's definitely something I'm gonna keep track of.
The helmet is where like I think this should be the most defining thing about it.
Right.
Just like how it is in the show. Like
wait
they
until
fuck that up, then it's like
wait until his head pops off and he's like there's like a ghosty goo underneath. Like that's how they represent him. Would that make you so fucking angry? Like how wrong is this, man?
Or they missed the whole thing where it has his fucking little mark on the inside of like the neck part or whatever. Like one of the biggest fucking things ever.
It's represented by like a little heart, like a little muscle thing.
Gross. Yeah, they could ruin it, but
just don't get fancy with it. Just try to do it the way it's supposed to be.
Do it the simplest way possible. Try not to. Literally, it falls off, and it's just like, instead of adding extra fucking.
Can you throw up the chat? I feel like Nick might have something to say about this, if he has room to chat. But
I had it up. Keeping my expectations low for it.
Yeah, that's the best way to do all live action.
What's going on, Cedric?
I think. Did you say Cedric as in Cedric?
Cedric? I don't fucking know how to say it. I'm so sorry, man. That's rude as shit of me. Cedric Elizard.
I think keeping
fancy.
Keeping your expectations in check is probably the smartest thing to do, because it could end up being fucking awful. Yeah. Just like most live action anime. Yeah. But
I still need to see the Phoenix Wright one.
Oh man,
people say it's actually good. So
I didn't even know there was one.
And what's crazy is like. It's always scared me because like there's things that like are hard to fuck up, and that would be really hard to fuck up. It's so simple. It's like you just need to make them look like Phoenix, make the characters look like what they do, and have a cool like case. And that's it. That's all you need to do. And
I would even say don't relate it to the games.
Oh yeah.
Make your own case, because then you have room to like work, and your pacing isn't fucked up. That's where like if you follow
like a cameo of a character here and there, and then it's just
but if you just follow the game, it's never gonna be the game, because the game has pacing and things like that,
Yeah.
and like you discover things slowly. But if you have your own little separate thing to work with, it can be so much better.
Reorchestrate the fuck out of that music. That beautiful, beautiful soundtrack.
I've never played Phoenix Wright. It's one of those. It's the last
good.
like.
You played Danganronpa, so you would.
I played Danganronpa. I played 999. It's like the last of like this fucking group of games that everyone was just like.
It's not as dark. There's some dark things in it actually, but it's like a lighter take on it.
So I need to play it.
And like Nick said, Rurouni Kenshin.
He keeps bringing that up, but I haven't seen it.
Yeah, I think it's like Samurai X or whatever is the one. I think there's two. Maybe. I don't know. He would know.
He'll be here next week to let us know we were wrong or right. Yeah. He'll be here to yell about it, I'm sure. All right, so let's get into the business. Let's get into the big fucking conversation of the whole week. Pokemon Sun and Moon
just came out a week ago.
Thoughts?
Like you just said.
Thoughts, Zach?
I think it's like one of the best Pokemon so far.
Wow.
It's pretty good. I like how it's different. Like
now, hold on. Let's get perspective. Neither of us has beat the game.
Yeah.
Where are you at without spoiling anything? And we won't be spoiling any story things, really.
So
you're on what island?
The 4th island.
Do you just get there, or you're
shit's
there?
Shit's getting real. Well, I just literally got there and I saved.
Okay. I'm near the end of the 3rd island.
Shit's about to go down for you too. It's kind of crazy and awesome.
Alex was telling me, he was like, get ready for, and he used the words Final Fantasy-esque shit and not Pokemon shit. And I was
amazing.
I was like, all right.
It's fucking fantastic.
But
3 movies, okay, of Rurouni Kenshin.
Now, granted, I didn't get to this cool shit everyone's talking about yet. But my overall thoughts is I'm not super impressed.
Really?
Yeah, I'm not. Not that I don't like it.
What are you comparing it to?
All the other Pokemon games.
Wow.
And I'm not saying it's worse than all the other Pokemon games.
Pokemon's been kind of dumb and like the same and just boring.
As someone who's played all of them, ever,
I think this breathes fresh life in the Pokemon.
Yes, I agree. I think it does breathe fresh life. It builds a new foundation, kind of where above the old graveyard of the old one. Yes. Yeah. I think I'm gonna break it down because we're gonna talk about a few different things here. What do you think of the new Pokemon?
That's the thing. That's like most of them are kind of all right. Like I guess because there's so many underwhelming ones that it just like I was like, man, what the fuck should I have? You know, at the beginning, because I think you had the same thing, right?
Yeah.
Like we were just like, fuck, what shirts?
There's just fucking garbage.
It's just a mess, and like the way Pokemon is spread out in the routes is still pretty fucked up.
And that's something I was going to talk to you about too. The route variation is my biggest problem with the game, and that's my biggest problem with most Pokemon games.
This one, it's like because you can't fly between islands, right? You have to go to the little subway thing or whatever, some weird shit.
What are you talking about? You can fly between islands.
Can you fly between with Charizard?
Yeah, you just have to.
Foolish. I'm sorry. It's been out for a week.
You just have to click the arrow to go to the next island, or press the right trigger.
Yeah. Okay. So because there was a thing that you can go to and it will take you between islands. So I thought that was what it was.
No, here's my problem with the Pokemon and the routes. There's some good Pokemon there. There's a lot of good Pokemon. There's a lot of cool ones.
I love all the Lolas.
They
Diglett.
Yeah. They don't.
God.
My problem is they don't show these Pokemon off enough. There's so much fucking garbage from old gen. It's not even like they took good Pokemon from old gens. They just took really fucking like shit you didn't care about and threw them in the fucking routes.
There's a few that I like.
Sure, I agree, but like, there's so much like why does the first route have a Ladyball? I don't want a Ladyball. No one ever wants a Ladyball. Why am I on the third island and facing Lady? And like that should not happen. Like,
yeah, I don't mind Ladybug being in the first one because that's of all the bug things I could start out with. That's one of the ones I would go for.
Just like the worst
one. Well, what do you want me to do? Like Beedrill?
Yes.
And fucking fuck Beedrill. Beedrill's stupid. Whoever thinks Beedrill's fucking awesome can go.
The Mega one's pretty tight, but
Aaron Hansen.
But like just like there's so much shit on the first few routes, and then there's so much shit on the last few routes I've been on, and it's like. I get it. There's some good Pokemon, but they have a low appearance
it's like
rate.
A lot of the ones that are unique to that route have the low fucking encounter rating, which should be the complete opposite, where it's like the ones you've been fucking seeing should have a low ass encounter rating over there.
Yeah. The problem is like I'm still seeing young gooses like every few steps, and there was like a route where Talonflame's second evolution, I forget its name.
Fletchling something. Talonflame,
I kept seeing him over and over again on a new route after I just seen a route with tons of Fletchlings on. Like I want to see new shit. Like just because a route is a plain grass route doesn't mean I need to see young gooses and fucking Rattatas the whole goddamn time. You know, we can show off some new shit. You know,
like I don't mind seeing second evolutions and stuff in the grass because sometimes I'm just lazy and don't really want to evolve them for my Pokedex purpose. I'll just be like, all right, I'll quick ball it and call it a fucking day, and they'll sit in the box forever.
But maybe at the they should be like lower encounter rates than like I should be able to run into the newer Pokemon easier on the newer routes. At least like the further I go, like this is some Kanto shit that's going on. I'm still seeing fucking Rattatas on the last route, you know? Like it's a problem. And I just saw like a route that's full of Fearos. Like what the fuck? Yeah. Why am I seeing
Wingulls and fucking
Wingulls are goddamn.
What's the evolution of it again?
Pelipper.
Pelipper. I just call him Gulliver all the time, so I never remember his fucking name.
That's something I want to talk about. The fishing and the surfing. The fishing is some of the worst shit I've ever seen, bro.
Yeah. It's weird because so like bad. There'll be times where it shows where like, oh, I could definitely catch something right there, and it fucking doesn't happen.
Exactly.
And then like there's times where it just doesn't happen in general. So it's just like, I don't even want to fish at all in the game. I like the fact that there's only one fucking fishing rod. Yeah. I hate having all the fucking upgrades of rods. Just stop it.
Like, unfortunately, that fishing rod is an old rod apparently, because all you ever fucking catch with it is Magikarp. It is so fucking awful.
Pretty much.
Even
you
like
can catch other stuff, but it's
even
fucking...
like when you go to the areas that like are splashing, they're supposed to have rare Pokemon or rare air Pokemon. Yeah. Like you're still like 90% of the time gonna catch a fucking.
I like how the encounter rating is even lower in the water though.
I do like that, and in
it's just like
caves,
God.
I think.
Yeah. So you're not fucking taking a few steps and you're like
for a long time. I didn't even realize that you could. I thought maybe you just couldn't run into shit in the water for a little bit. There was such a low encounter rate.
I felt that way too because like the first place where you start getting to use surf, basically the equivalent. It's just like you're going through. You hit land. You go through. You hit land. You going through. You hit land. I'm like, how the fuck am I gonna get water Pokemon in this game? Like, I was actually genuinely like concerned for a second. And I got the fishing rod, and I'm like, I don't know how to use this thing. I look at my inventory. I was like, what the fuck? It should definitely tell you how to use the fishing rod right away. That was a little weird. I figured it out after the fact. I was like, well, maybe I mean,
they do
on
like
the water.
they do mention like you go by the rocks or whatever, but like to me, like I just thought like they were making some like generic bullshit comment about it, like
exactly
the rocks of the water.
So
like,
go next to like the guy fishing on the pier. I'm like, well, I'm just gonna fish next to this guy. I'm like, I can't fucking fish. Are you serious?
I mean, you can if there's rocks there, but like
that's it. Like that's still weird. There's like very specific fishing spots, but it's weird how it's done.
And those fishing spots are like individualized, so it's like you can fish one place and fish at a rock right next to it, and there'll be different Pokemon there, kind of like the grass works.
Yeah.
Instead of being a route, which is
it's
weird.
Like patches of grass have different things, which is cool.
Yeah.
If it had fucking variety to it.
It would be cool if
but
like
it kind of doesn't. So it's weird.
I don't know. Like it doesn't bother me so much on the grass. It bothers me
Maybe
a lot.
after you beat the game when the dex opens up, like it always fucking does.
I actually, Alex has told me it doesn't.
Wow.
He told me there's no national dex, and he's beat it. But I don't know how true that is. But like he mentioned,
maybe they're trying to push the Pokebank.
The Pokebank update comes in January, I think they said. So because you can't use it yet. So I think maybe that's when they add national dex. I mean, they have to if your Pokebank is there. Or maybe just there is a national dex and Alex hasn't found it or hasn't realized he has it yet. But that's as far as I know. But the fucking routes, man, they're so bad. Yeah. Like, I think that was the thing. Like, Diamond and Pearl I fucking hate because the route variety was so bad to me. And I didn't like most of that game. But, like, Black and White was cool because Black and White like had all new Pokemon. That's all you could choose. So it was like a whole new adventure. And Black and White 2 had fucking crazy route variety, and X and Y is out of control route variety.
Yeah.
And ORAS,
I just thought X and Y was boring though. Like I hated it.
The story is fucking whatever, but
like I love the story for this one.
To me, like the route variety in X and Y is what made it so good. I could catch like 20 different Pokemon. They were so easy to catch every route, and like in ORAS, it's like it's garbage. But the route variety is bad.
To be fair, it's just a remake.
It's a remake, so I put up with its shit, but had a really good story and added a bunch of shit, so it kind of made up for it. So, like, if you're saying, like, the story will make up for this later, I hope you're right.
It does. It gets fucking out of control. And I love Team Skull. They're, like, my favorites.
Oh, here's a question for you. Okay, so I play on the normal 3DS. You play on the new 3DS. Yeah. The slowdown in my game is fucking insane.
It happens. I don't know why.
So it's not necessarily. It's not like
that's what pissed me off. It only happens in double
battles or multi battle things. Anytime there's more than 2 Pokemon on the field, it is bad. Like, like to the point where you'll pick a move and wait there for a few seconds before it moves. Yep. That shit is insane. There's actually like
frame dropped, and I was so surprised.
That happened in X and Y, but like not even as bad.
It didn't happen in ORAS.
So you're right. Like, they fixed it, and now it's fucked up again. Like, and I know the models like look a little bit, and there's the trainers in the background now too.
But it shouldn't be like to the point where like they should sacrifice frames or anything.
Yeah,
like,
that is
it's
so
crazy
bad.
There's just not. They fucked up somewhere. That's what happened.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure.
And
I mean, fucking Monster Hunter has shit going on all the goddamn time. That shit doesn't fucking happen.
It's a game that's been out for fucking or been in development for 2 years as well. So like, and I understand like. Okay, so like now that I've played it, it's clear to me that is 360-degree movement. So like, there's a totally different engine working on it. Like, it's very clean looking.
Because you could test it, like if you like place yourself in a spot and like try to go different angles to a wall.
Oh man!
Like all the other ones, like you'll hit the same spots.
Yeah.
You know, this one it's just like. It's
okay, so
nice.
I have a question. So, the camera when you're walking around, am I being nitpicky or is it bad? Like it's overhead at this weird angle and it's like too close to your person. And you can barely see in front of you most of the time.
Really? I don't ever have a problem with it. I'm really good about it.
I just kind of, like, now that we have 360 movement, I want them to just drop the fucking camera behind me.
I think my problem is, I don't mind that, is the map. The map is my fucking problem. It should just be a better map in general.
You talking about the Rotom?
Fucking Rotom gets in the goddamn way.
Oh, you mean the actual map?
Yeah.
It's just like they took a fucking JPEG picture of the top of the map.
And that's it. And like, so I don't know where I'm at on it, really. It's just there. And I'm like, well, okay. I get it. I get the picture. Like, I can kind of tell what's going on in it. It's just all the other maps felt like they were just so much better.
And it also helps because all the other maps are like based on tile sets and they're easy to make maps for. And this one kind of like is just whatever.
You know, maybe track myself better on it.
My thought process is make a Skyrim map. Like make it like when I press the map, make it like 3D looking, and I can actually see myself on the map and zoom in.
Cool.
Yeah, that's the way it should be. Then you would know exactly where you are, exactly where you need to go. If you want, maybe for Fog of War, if you want, and then it's like, oh, I don't know what's in front of me, but I know what's behind me, and that's important.
You know what? That would even make map exploration even funner.
Yeah.
Maybe there's like a fucking map professor on one of the islands. He's just like, oh, you cleared this fucking island map? Fuck yeah, here's a fucking little cool item or some shit.
Then he'll like reveal new islands you didn't even know were there. Like
like there's so much you could do with that.
That could be cool.
But it was like a step in the other direction for the map in this one.
What do you think about Team Skull, man?
I love Team Skull.
I agree.
They're like my favorite.
Now, granted,
man.
I haven't seen their full
ridiculous.
extent. I'm like, I saved in a place where I'm gonna see a lot more of them.
Yeah, you're Poke Town.
But I like them on a base level. I'm sure they're gonna get more complex, but at least in the beginning, they just seem like very Team Rocket.
I don't think they will get more complex.
Okay.
But I think they will. There'll be other things that happen.
I just like to me like
also.
It's like if you remade Red and Blue right now and like really remade it, that's how I would want. Without the fucking like fucking beat bops and bullshit.
God, that's my favorite thing about them is their fucking.
Because Team Rocket did
movements
do
and
that,
shit.
but like
so
that's
funny.
that's who Team Rocket should be, like down on their fucking luck, just stealing Pokemon because they have to, like just trying to
they're
life.
like second gens Rocket to me. Like they're already fucking beaten. Like that kind of Rocket to me. They're just like, God. They kind of know their shit, but they're still kind of trying.
Hopefully they last past like fucking half of the game, unlike the other Team Rocket.
They have 2. So far. I mean, if you're at Potown, that's more than half.
You're right. Well, we'll find out, right? Who knows how much longer this shit goes? I remember you told Alex, and he was like, "Well, maybe. I don't know." I was just like, "Oh, why do you say that?"
Well, because I've yet to deal with UBs and totems.
Right. Oh man, he fucking spoiled some shit for UBs with me, but you haven't dealt with them at all yet. Besides that one,
I know, but I don't want to talk about it.
Okay, fair enough.
UBs are probably the best thing about it, and that looks fucking so cool.
All right, I want to know your thoughts on the ride Pokemon too. What do you think about it? Is that a step in the right direction?
That should always be a thing from now on.
I agree. I don't ever want to go back to the old HM. Even if you go back and make old games, just get rid of it. I thought it was hilarious when you find that girl who gives you the TM for fly.
Yeah.
And she's like, it's illegal here to use fly to get places.
And it's like, I guess, people do stuff around here differently and stuff like that. I'm like, hell yeah, they fucking do.
It wasn't even explained why is she going to do it.
I think this game sets story and characters and just humor up in the right direction compared to the other ones where it's just whatever. The only thing is ORAS is the exception because they already built upon something that was already there, so it was easier to...
Oh, man, what do you think of Zygarde? The idea of collecting the...
Cool and fucking annoying. I better get, after I beat the game, a Zygarde finder or some shit, because I'm not going to want to... how would I even, look at a guide for that? I'd just be like, God, which ones have I fucking found? And shit like that.
So I guess you go to every single place. Yeah. Oh, man, what if some only spawn at night and day? That would be crazy.
I think they're just set locations.
I think so,
but
too.
I don't know.
But you got it on the second island, so, you had to go back to the first and look for shit.
I can make Zygarde right now, and I did.
I've already did. So.
But, he's the little doggo.
Yeah. Which has its advantages and disadvantages, so.
Yeah. I think you can choose which one to make eventually.
I think the idea is you can take your old Zygarde and you pop them in the machine with the new cells, and they'll make that. It'll, put them back to nothing but cells and freeform them. I just found my first core and I thought that was cool. I didn't even know that was a thing. But I think it's really cool. Neat. I just know it will be annoying. I don't really care about building Zygarde. He won't be on my team, but it is something fun to do along the way. So I like that.
And you can't breed Zygarde, can you?
No, he's a legendary, bro.
Yeah, I just always hated that about legendaries because you can't fuck with their EV. Oh no, you can fuck with their EVs because you can reset them. There's reset things.
Yeah.
Reset bags or whatever.
You can do them the same way as everything
else.
else.
They actually might be fun to use in a non you know.
The problem is like they're IVs. Like you can't breed them for IVs, so
But
you
there's
just
hyper training.
there is hyper training now. Yeah,
So,
you're right.
that's
But
what
they
I'm
have to
saying,
be.
like, that's
but they
what's
have to be
kinda
level 100. So like
Yeah.
that's a fucking.
You still got to work for it, but at least it's there.
To me, it's
You
like
know, leveling is pretty easy in this one, though.
we'll
so
see,
far.
man. Fucking level 100's a long goddamn way away. You know.
Yeah.
If taking level 50, getting to like level 50 or 60 takes the whole fucking game. Imagine like just grinding at the last area to get to level 100. That could take fucking forever. So
Yeah.
we'll see what kind of end game type shit they have to grind out.
There's the island thing you can leave Pokemon there for leveling as well.
Mm-hmm. Which is a thing they stole from Digimon Cyber Sleuth.
Leaving
The
berries on
farming
an
thing,
island.
you
and,
could. There's a whole island system. You could leave them there and raise your stats and like. It's like straight up
'cause you could
fucking
choose-
Cyber Sleuth.
You could choose every stat. You could choose just straight up level.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty cool.
It's just like Cyber. It's crazy to me.
What if it
how-
makes it really easy to fucking?
I hope it
super
does.
train?
Hope it, like or like once you beat the game, it kind of like.
It's like I already know I want these Pokemon's max attacks. I'm gonna put 6 of them on that island.
I've
and
actually like.
do that. You
I'm
know?
testing it right now because I put an Abra in there, and I just left them for 99 sets of special attack training, and I'm gonna see what happens. So.
How do you even see? There are IVs or EVs or whatever. There's a way, right?
You just go to their summary, and if you look at their stats, there's a little chart that shows their EVs right there.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So it's just the same chart, just
I
without
couldn't
numbers
remember.
and shit.
Okay.
What do you think of the trial system? Is it better than gyms? Is it worse?
Yeah.
Is it?
Well, it's both. I like gyms. I like trials. I think the trials could have been done better.
Yeah, I think a lot of the trials are underwhelming.
Kind of weak, yeah. But some of them are kind of cool.
Like it is neat, but
know.
it's not the same intensity of fighting a fucking gym.
Like
That's
the
for
gyms were kind of whatever. It just depends how well the gyms
Fighting
are.
the Grand Kahuna feels like fighting a gym leader.
Yeah.
And that feels intense.
I think what they should do is do trials,
Fight the trial leader.
fight the fucking trial leader, and then like do the grand trial in an actual like gym environment
Yeah.
of like a grand scale. Make it like a cool gimmick thing. Because like I love the gyms for the gimmicks.
Yeah.
Like
And really, the trials are
which one
gimmicks,
had the
but now
bug
it's-
one where you're like on a web,
Bounce
and
on the
shit,
web,
and, like,
yeah.
yeah, all that shit. Like
I
little
can't
things like
remember
that are cool.
which one that is. Black and white something.
Yeah.
But yeah, that one was cool. And I think I don't like the trials as much as the gyms, but I'm glad we're done with the gyms
Yeah. I just
for now.
it's good that they went away from it so they can see like the positives and the negatives.
Yeah.
So,
Maybe we just don't need gyms anymore. Maybe you can make games that don't have gyms, games
You
that
know.
do, you know.
or just like I don't know. There's things you could do with it.
Yeah. Maybe make those trials more ambitious. I know like they're trying to like make sure kids don't get fucking lost in a trial, but like I think it would be cool. What if you could make like your own trial? That would be neat too. I don't know.
Just do like there's a trial where you got to go up this mountain and you fucking all of a sudden your rival appears and you decide to like race. So you get like a little timer. You're going up, smashing fucking rocks and shit, fighting trainers along the way to see who gets up to the top first.
Wow, that'd be
Like
interesting.
something cool like that. And like it doesn't really matter who the fuck gets up there first, but like if you beat him or something, he gives you like, you know, some rare candies or something like that. And be like, yeah, there you go, man. And I like the rival in this. I like Hal. He's cool.
Oh, he's kind of a goofball.
Yeah, that's why I like him. Because most of the rivals are either dicks or just I don't care about them.
He's got nothing going on in his mind.
So, but like you'll see him get serious, which is
Okay.
actually really cool.
That's fair enough. So final thoughts overall. Pokemon Sun and Moon. Good, worth getting. What?
I think it's definitely worth getting.
I think it's worth getting too.
It's like it's so different.
I do see a lot of negatives though, but
It's like I think the negatives would have been there regardless of what fucking Pokemon they would have put out. That's the problem. Like the route shit was probably gonna be fucked up anyway and shit like that.
it's just I've been spoiled because X and Y's route shit was so good. I'm just been
Yeah.
I was just hoping when they made a new one that would be proper again, but it wasn't.
There's probably gonna be ways later on, or something to get.
It doesn't matter if
know.
I've already beat the game. It's
Even
already
then,
too
like
late.
there's the fucking global trading system and
It's too late. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like if it wasn't on the route for me to catch and be part of my team, it's too late. It's not about having the Pokemon. It's about the RPG elements of going through a story and like getting team members.
A lot of mine, it was easy for me to find. I figured out to Raichu. I got Hariyama. I got fucking my starter. I got a Tentacruel.
See, for me, I wanted to use all new things. So and that was the most disappointing aspect. It took so long to get something new that I gave a shit about. There's so many of the same typings up front too. I couldn't make a varied team. Even just now, I just barely dropped a Persian.
There's a lot of normals and darks near the beginning, and then it's just
And I kept that Persian forever, and I didn't even want it, just because there was nothing else to fucking catch. I replaced it with a fucking Meteorite Pokemon, who I replaced with a Geodude, who I replaced with something else. I don't even remember what it is. It was good, but it's just the fact that happened. So I would say get it, but I would say hold on. If you're on the edge, hold on, because
if you're ready to get the Switch,
because Eurogamer and a lot of other news sites have been reporting Pokemon Stars, which is the third version of Pokemon Sun and Moon,
like Crystal and Emerald. And
but this is a little different
Diamond?
because you're thinking Platinum.
Platinum,
because it's coming to a new system entirely. It's coming to the Nintendo Switch.
You fucking fuckers.
Nintendo Switch, which can output 720p, obviously run everything at higher frame rate. They have potential to fix all these issues that are coming up, and they're going to have better post-game stuff like all the third versions do.
Yeah.
Your thoughts, Zach?
Maybe that's what will have the national decks. That'd be crazy.
I'm wondering, are they just going to copy-paste Sun and Moon on there with, different legendary or what? What is the deal?
Yeah, I think they're going to do just like the other ones. There's going to be, a little bit more. I'll probably get it. I don't want to go through the fucking adventure again. That's what pisses me off. I like the adventure.
If I would have known it was coming out for the Switch before...
I would have waited.
Well, maybe not, but... It depends, because then I've heard, they want it for summer 2017, but they've pushed it back even further now. And, if it's coming out the same time as the next Pokemon game, I really don't give a fuck about it by then.
Yeah. I think it'd be neat to, have Pokemon Stars be, you're playing a different kid, and it's, have them, a day or two behind the main character, and you're just kind of following in the footsteps. And there's just, just a little bit of changes here and there.
Just dead
and at the very
everywhere.
end, you fight his version of the Elite Four or something like that.
Oh.
And you fight him at the end and Hal or something like that.
Unfortunately, I'm sure you're asking for too much.
Yeah.
There, but that would be
as
cool.
much as that wouldn't be hard to change anyway. You probably have to change a few things.
Essentially, you want them to make a black and white too.
But
same map, but different.
Yeah, just a little bit different.
Just a little
stuff.
different things going on. Yeah, I don't think that's gonna happen. I think it's just gonna be a basic bitch third version.
Yeah.
But in 720p and available to be played on TV for the first time, like a normal ass Pokemon game on the big screen.
It's crazy.
That's a huge deal. That's something we said would never happen, but because it is a handheld.
The ones that ever did that were the off
shit,
ones, which they weren't bad. They were cool,
but they weren't Pokemon the way you wanted.
Yeah. Well, I actually like the GameCube one a lot.
Sure, and the Coliseum and XD, they're all right, but the way the Shadow it's a gimmick game,
Yeah. It was more of an RPG than it was.
Yeah, it's not Pokemon proper.
And that's kind of how I liked it. I was like, wow, that's cool. It's different.
But there's bigger implications here about future Pokemon games coming out on the Switch. Obviously, this is a testing ground to me for can they really launch the Switch? Because they're coming out with the console Zelda, and they're coming out with the handheld Pokemon. Those are some of their and the Mario. Those are their big fucking kings,
Yeah, and Breath of the Wild looks so good.
I say if all those take off, that's them saying we don't need consoles and we don't need the 3DS anymore. This is it. This is all one package for you.
Yeah.
I think that Pokemon Stars would be the testing ground of will the handheld people transfer over the console people we hopefully transferred over.
I'd totally be down.
I would be too. 3DS has had its run. Just let it die. I'll play on the Switch.
I don't play handheld games. as a handheld ever. I just play them in my house.
But you know what? Okay, so next year you're starting college, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you're playing Pokemon at home on your TV, and then you go to school and you just throw it in your backpack and you're playing in between classes, that is incredible.
Yeah, but to be fair, like, what's the fucking expected life?
You're right. That would change a lot.
It's probably like an hour and 30 minutes.
But I know where
shitty, you know?
some of the campuses I go to, there's these little like social areas where everyone sits around with their laptops and shit, and there's outlets everywhere. So like, oh, but you know what? They said that there's no fucking way to charge it without having the docking station. So that's a problem. That's a problem. That means it's not a handheld to me, you know?
Yeah.
It's just something.
No way to charge at a docking station.
Because the charger is in the docking station. But you know what? I'm calling third-party shit coming out and fixing that problem.
That's kind of fucked.
But
not
like,
that it would be like a big problem to like just have the docking station with you, but no, because how would you play it? Because you got the dock in, you want to see the screen.
Exactly.
That is a fucking problem.
Yeah. So hopefully either third-party comes through or they fix it. You know.
Yeah, I just don't understand.
To me, like I play a lot of times with my shit plugged in just because I'm playing it for such a long amount of time. You know.
Yeah.
So, because I play it like a console. I sit down at a couch and play it.
Yeah.
But, like, I do take my DS and shit to school. It's where I finished a lot of Virtue's Last Reward and shit like that. Because I got, like, 2 hours between classes sometimes. I'm not driving home, so.
Maybe they'll figure it out and, like, they'll just figure out how to get a good life expectancy out of it. Because the DS is, like, what? How long does that last you?
Like 4 or 5 hours.
Yeah, okay. That's, like, mine's, like, 4 hours. And, like, usually, it's around there because, like, you got to factor in I leave my shit plugged in a lot, and that kills a little bit of the battery. But
I've heard not good.
You know.
That's what I've heard Emily Rogers put out, who leaks a lot of Nintendo stuff. The best expectancy, she said, for the life is not good.
Yeah.
Don't expect more than 2 hours, she said. So... Which is what it's a 720 and it's playing a game. A phone can't last that long, so like.
Yeah, I like to think like it's like a pad or whatever, the fucking a tablet. Yeah. And then you're playing a game, and that's about how long it'll last, like up to 2 hours basically.
If you're not playing a game,
an intensive game.
If you're not playing a game, it'll last fucking forever.
Yeah.
You know, all day. But like the moment you put a game on, you just see that like battery going phone. Down.
It's like you're playing something like Break or whatever, and you're just like, all right, yeah, and then all of a sudden, there goes all your battery. They just need a way to charge it. That'll fix that.
Yeah. So this comes to the question: if next Pokemon launches with the Switch, let's assume even if it's switching, if it's with the 3DS and it's with the Switch, day one, same time, do you buy a Switch for it? Assuming you have the funds for it.
Yeah, I'll buy a Switch.
I think I do too. Like to me, that means they're going all in. They're putting all their chips on the table. Like you're moving your biggest franchises over.
I don't remember Nintendo trying so fucking hard in like a long time.
Yeah, like if you're bringing Pokemon
since like GameCube, maybe like maybe a little bit before GameCube.
Yeah,
but you know, this is like Super Nintendo fucking.
I don't know, man. Hard. That's pushing it, but
all right, Super Nintendo is fucking fantastic.
It's yet to be seen. To me, they're pulling some of their big franchises, but we'll see what else.
Maybe it's one of those things where it's like N64, where like the Rumble Pack's gonna be the fucking big thing. Oh, the fucking Rumble Pack. Now it's the Switch. Now this is the big thing.
Or like the Wii with the motion controls. We like to gloss over that like that wasn't a big deal, but it clearly was. Yeah. We still have motion controls in every single one of our fucking gaming consoles, you know?
Yeah.
Whether they're like big, minor, or major. Like Rumble's not major anymore, but it's still in fucking most of the controllers we use. So
Sony liked the fucking idea. They did the weird fucking big ass lollipop sticks, you know, and then fucking Xbox was like, fuck you, we don't need motion controls, your body's the controller, you know. And
I can barely control my own body, my fat ass. I don't want to be doing fucking Kinect.
You know, Kinect was a fun gimmick for like a little bit, not worth the fucking money.
Gimmick, a novelty.
Yeah, it's like you play, unless you really like Dance Central, it's nothing.
Yeah.
And then like, even then, like I heard all the new ones suck because they fucked it all up.
So you know what, like, I think Kinects could be cool, like the idea of like point and click games, like why weren't those used on that? I know why, because it doesn't fucking like fully use the but imagine like if you were playing a point and click, you could just like touch where you wanted to fucking
Yeah.
You just pointed where you want your guy to investigation. Like that could be cool. Or like with the new Microsoft HoloLens, like the idea
I
of
want
like
VR to do some fucking point and click adventures.
Yeah.
I think that'd be cool. Like just a Myst game or something like
Ooh,
that, or
yeah,
something neat,
yeah.
where it's like visually pleasing. You're in rooms to where like you can look around, but you don't move. You know what I mean? Unless you want to go to like little things, like something like that would be perfect for those. But have items within reach where you could be like, oh, and you pick it up and you fucking look at it and shit. And
oh man, you know what I could see? So you remember, you know all those like escape the room fucking games?
yeah, like things like that.
Like there's like I remember playing an escape the closet game. Imagine just being in a closet and like looking around and like trying to like investigate like what's in this jacket pocket? How can I get out of here? Like, God, and you have to look around instead of like.
God forbid VR launches like hardcore with a fucking Shadow World, Shadowlands, fucking what the fuck's it called?
Shadows.
Shadowlands. No, or like Deja Vu. You know, Deja Vu would be fucking great.
What shadow game are you fucking talking
fucking
about, bro?
Remember me? Shadowgate. There you go.
God.
Shadowland.
A dungeon crawler, you mean?
The
like
fucking
the first person dungeon crawler?
Shooter game thing. Yeah, like just. But that's still a perspective thing, like Myst, you know.
Right.
You see your rooms and you go through them, but.
All right.
You know, but VR has been out for a while, and obviously it ain't like doing anything with its
You're right.
life.
They're never gonna do anything with it. It's dead. We've discussed this many times. Yeah. VR is fucking dead. Let's talk about Persona 5. Got delayed till April. Boo-hoo. Obviously, that's awful. But it is coming with the Japanese audio. Yeah. Free DLC. I mean, if you care to listen to that, the English will still be there, so it's not really a big deal. What's going on, Zach? Every fucking game this holiday season got delayed. Like, if you weren't a shooter, you got delayed. Gravity Rush got delayed. Final Fantasy, who's coming out like next week, right? Got delayed. So, isn't that crazy to think about? Final Fantasy 15 is coming out next week.
Yeah. Which got delayed again.
Right? Well, no, it got delayed from September to November.
Oh, okay.
Gravity Rush got delayed. Last Guardian was delayed from October to December, which is coming out in 2 weeks itself. Just everything is getting delayed. What do you think is the cause of this, man? Like, what is going on?
I don't know. Maybe like a lot of developers are just like scared to put out incomplete games.
You think so?
Because there's been like a lot of flack on things that like.
Is that why Ubisoft skipped the whole year of fucking putting out
Probably,
Assassin's Creed?
Yeah. Otherwise they'd just give you an incomplete game again. You know. I mean, Ubisoft did Watch Dogs too, so.
Which I've heard has problems.
Yeah. But I also heard that like that's actually not a bad game.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
Kind of like the same shit I heard about the first Watch Dogs.
Yeah, but like that didn't last long to where people.
I don't think Watch Dogs 2 will last long either.
So
but
we'll see.
I say that, but Watch Dogs 1 is like one of the best selling fucking next gen games ever. Yeah. Like it sold like 8 million or some shit. So like it is a big deal. I just don't see it as a big deal. I feel like it's one of those games people bought because they had a PS4. Yeah. You know, and they were like, oh, cool.
Well,
they didn't really play much of it.
It hits like a really big audience. It hits people that like fantasy-like stuff, and that kind of hits that.
The hacker shit.
You know, and then there's things that are just like, oh, this looks like Grand Theft Auto. And which that fucking attracts the whole fucking audience of like a system, regardless.
Yeah. Oh, the people like the Ubisoft games, like, oh, I know Assassin's Creed, I like Assassin's Creed, and then now they're making a modern game.
Ubisoft always puts those games to where it's like, it hits the broadest fucking audience possible. Mm-hmm. And like you said, with all the minority stuff, like there's always a minority character as the fucking
like
lead,
they're really trying to, and I'm not gonna fault them for that. Like they're, I feel like they're trying to do the right thing, but they're just doing it for the wrong reasons.
Yeah, like you said, on some of the like Assassin's Creed, it's like this guy's fucking. He's not white. He's European, but he's like that really weird minority in a European place or some shit, right?
Yeah.
It's like.
And like
this guy's fucking Czechoslovakian in Germany or some shit.
Part of me wants to believe that a lot of that is because they just want to represent minorities more, because like they're a big company and like big companies are always scared to do it. So, but if they do it, then it's okay. Then like they're making it okay for everyone.
Yeah.
But I feel like what's really going on is like they're doing it so they get the attention. Like if everyone else was doing it, they certainly wouldn't be doing it.
Yeah.
But
sorry, not all games are white. Fuck you, Nick.
I mean, I'm not mad about it.
I'm down. How about you give me a fucking independent black woman as a fucking protagonist, and I'll play the fuck out of that game.
Like in The Walking Dead 2?
Yeah. See, you know what? Fucking, I never remember her name.
God, I hate myself right now.
And even
She's
in the
one of my
first one, you
favorite
play as a
characters.
black dude, and he's fucking awesome. If anything, goddamn, that game got kind of dark on the fucking racism. Kenny's a fucking racist son of a bitch.
But you know what? Racists exist in real life. Like, I'll never understand the argument of like, oh, why is this character racist? Because racist people are real.
Yeah.
Like, there's no reason to deny that Kenny is like racist, but not in like a
Clementine. Yeah,
Clem,
you're right, Nick.
Clem, man. Clem.
She's so cool, man. She's a little badass.
Yeah. So, but bring us back to
dying on the
why do you think they got delayed, man? Like, is it because there was just too much shit coming out?
Michonne? No. Michonne is the
one from the TV show.
We're talking about the game.
Although
Well,
she
but
is
there
in
a
the
Michonne
game.
game.
But yeah, I didn't play that. But
Neither have
I think they got delayed just because like there was way too much shit this holiday season. Like Horizon was like one of the first ones that got delayed. So like to me that was like a big sign of
Didn't
like
fucking Horizon come out?
no, not yet.
Are you sure?
Yeah, it's in like February.
Oh.
But or March even. I think people were scared, man. I think people were scared because Battlefield 1 was coming out, and Titanfall was coming out, and Call of Duty was coming. And like they come out every year, but this was like this big change of like Battlefield
Maybe
was
they
like
just
really
wanted to offset, some things like that.
yeah. Battlefield was like putting in that fucking work this year,
Like
really trying to
Titanfall,
get
that's
their
why,
audience
like-
back. Titanfall's dead.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
just
people
came
like
out.
it too, which is crazy, but it's
People
just
like
like
the first one, man.
Yeah.
But like that shit was dead on delivery, man. Call of Duty sales went down, man. I mean, that's because they tried to do more of that space shit that people kept telling them not to do. But me personally, I'm down for it. You keep going with that space shit, but no one's buying it. But I think that's it. There was just way too much crowded shit, and like people tried to push, and then like other games got delayed, like Final Fantasy 15, and people were like, well, we need to push a little bit more because like, Gravity Rush got delayed. Final Fantasy got delayed right behind it. And then Gravity Rush delayed again. They were like, hold the fuck up now. We can't put up with this shit.
Yeah.
Oh my. And then like Final Fantasy 15. Is it Final Fantasy 15? Is it that? Is that what people are scared of? Like monopolizing all fucking sales this holiday season? If it is, I say don't worry. But at the same time, I know.
People aren't that fucking excited for that game.
I don't think it's going to sell like as much as they think it will.
It's one of those things where it's like, I almost wish it just sells like shit.
Maybe.
But I don't want fucking Squeenix to suffer.
I don't want a
I
bad
want them
game.
to suffer a little bit.
I just don't want a bad game.
But yeah, like...
I want a good game. And I've heard so many different things now about it being good, about it being bad. Like, I don't know what the fuck is going on. I know. Here's all I know for a fact. I played 2 demos and wasn't fucking crazy impressed with either of them.
First one sucked.
Sucks.
Like, first one was like alright at first. You try to go in with like good feelings or something like that and it just crushes it.
I've heard
Second demo was a lot better, but it wasn't like...
I've heard half the game is linear. Like, it starts off really open and then it tunnels you into the story and like you start following paths. So I've heard a lot of that shit. But to me, like...
I like to think it's probably just like a lot of those things where it's just like you'll go on like a quest thing, and that's where the linear stuff happens, but you could do all the side bullshit in the world.
I mean, like, no. I mean, like, it puts you, like, on a path eventually.
Oh.
Like, you remember that scene we saw of him in the factory fighting all those robots and shit? Like,
Yeah.
I don't think he just walked there in an open world and went to that factory,
No.
I think, like, story took him there, and it will take him away from there. For, like, one mission type of shit.
Probably.
I think that was some of that, like, wrapping the game up kind of shit, like, we don't have time for all this open world shit, guys. And you know what? I'm actually not mad about it. Because once the
how
story...
else would they do it? Because that to me makes me think of like Bethesda, where it's like you're gonna have stuff that takes you to places, but
Okay.
you're saying like
It's
it'll
gonna
take
path
you
you.
somewhere, but then that is just gonna be a chain of events where it just keeps you.
It's
in
just
that
gonna
tunnel.
path you. Like, the world won't be open anymore in those areas. It'll be paths that lead you down for story
Yeah.
sequences. And that's kind of what the reviewers who got early copies were implying. That over half the game is that way. So, I don't know. But it's also good to see they put out their review copies so fucking early. Like, usually it's like 2 weeks and the reviewers play like 10 hours of the game and fucking write a review, But
Yeah.
by the time reviews come out, the game they'll be done. They'll have finished the whole fucking game. So whatever opinions we get will be honest at the very least.
Yeah.
Well, they'll be full opinions. Honest is depend on who writes the checks, on their advertising. But I am
mind linear, but prefer open world. I like wasting my time exploring, etc. Yeah, everybody.
Yeah, so
likes
do
that.
I. But at the same time, I think I'm okay with it being open, and like once the story starts kicking ass and start moving on, that it moves into a linear structure.
It's all about the pacing of how they do it.
Yeah, and maybe it will work.
Because like all the good Final Fantasies, basically that's how like that formula is. You go back and forth between open world, which is the overworld, and then your little fucking linear shit. It's like you are going in a linear thing, technically, but you kind of like explore little big ass areas, and so you go to like a point, and then you have a whole bunch of shit you do there. It goes to another point, you do a bunch of shit, and then you go to another overworld, and then there's a whole bunch to explore. So I think it's just the pacing.
We'll see.
So if they do what you said, and half the game is fucking point to point to point to point, that's gonna be a little disappointing.
But we'll find out what it's like.
Maybe like the last like fourth or fifth of a game, I don't mind that if shit's going like really like hard, and it's just like, well,
yeah, I'm already in.
Yeah, I'm in here for the long run. I'm gonna finish it. But,
yeah, maybe by that time you'll be sick of doing side quests. You'll just be like, let's.
Which usually is around the time I do get fucking sick of the side quests.
Start
it's
skipping.
Like the last
You're absolutely
3/4.
right. Maybe that was part of the pacing.
It's time to fucking finish it.
Yeah. So yeah, I think actually that may have something to do with it. I think Final Fantasy 15, like, maybe they're not scared of it, but they're just like, just in case, we'll build around it, like, or we'll build past it. Like, we'll wait for people to buy all this shit up. The only one that didn't run fully was Last Guardian, which comes out December 8th. Like, and that's probably a big enough game with the same amount of pedigree of like, well, it's been in development for God knows how long, and it's finally coming out. So
I hope that game's good.
If you're kind of like a fantasy gamer, like, who doesn't play the Call of Duties, who doesn't play Grand Theft Auto, like, or maybe you do, but like you also play other games, Final Fantasy 15 and Last Guardian are the games you're buying this season probably. Like, you're gonna get them most likely, and that's probably for the common one, so that probably scared a lot of developers away, like Gravity Rush. It was probably good that Gravity Rush got the fuck out of there. It didn't stand a chance, It would in my heart, just not anyone else's.
Gravity Rush is kind of a big fucking deal.
To me, it is. I fucking love Gravity Rush, but
it's on PS4 now, so
yeah, I own it. It's nice. So let's talk about
PS4 exclusive game.
Which one?
The first one was on Vita, and then it came to PS4 as a download, which had a limited version of physical copies, which is European, right?
No. You're talking about Gravity Rush?
Yeah.
So Gravity Rush started on the Vita. It's available everywhere. And there's a physical copy for the PS4 now. And you can just download it from the store if that's your jam.
Oh, I thought they did the limited thing.
No. This is a real game they put out. But there's a limited amount of physical copies because the person who fronted the bill for that was Amazon. So Amazon's the only place you could technically get Gravity Rush from new in a physical copy. Yeah. You can just buy it from the store, the PSN store.
Last Guardian.
Oh yeah, Last Guardian is Sony exclusive.
Yeah,
but that's
that's kind of how that is though, because Ico is Sony.
Yeah. I mean, it's their team. Sony. They own the team.
Yeah.
But I think I don't even know what's coming out on Xbox One this season that like is gonna appeal to your fantasy gamer, and that's kind of like why Sony has that market. Yeah. And Microsoft just doesn't care. It's fine. Keep going.
What is coming out the end of this year?
I don't know, man.
No
idea. Let's talk about No Man's Sky real quick. So I didn't even have this on the list of things we were going to talk about until like 5 minutes before we started the podcast because I saw it. No Man's Sky is coming out with an update finally. They've been quiet for like months now. Everyone's been giving them shit. It turns out they were just in their mom's basement working on the new fucking content coming out. It's called the Foundation Update, and it's going to have base building elements in it. And it's called the Foundation Update because it's a foundation for what's to come. So, is this a good thing? Are we happy about it?
Did they say it was free?
Yeah, it's free. It's just an update.
It's just...
Do you care?
That game just looks so underwhelming to me anyway. Like, it's one of those things.
You know what my idea of it is? Why the fuck would I want to build a base? That's my real thought process. Just, like, why would I want to build a fucking base?
What's the practical
use of that?
Use of it, you know?
In Minecraft, you build a base to escape the hordes at night.
You know, and then in like Terraria or whatever, that's, you know, it's a base. It still feels like a base.
People move in, you do all kinds of things with it.
But like,
what would you do with
it? The biggest thing about those two is like, you're not going off the fucking place you're at, you know? And you could always kind of go back, but like No Man's Sky, there's so many fucking planets, right? Why the fuck would you want to build a base anywhere if you're just gonna planet hop?
You're just gonna leave. Like, the whole focus of the game is leaving, you know?
Maybe if you could fucking build a fucking big ass spaceship thing where it's like you dock your little mini spaceship in it, and that's your fucking base. Why not that? You know? Maybe make a fucking civilization in there. Something fucking cool like that.
We could build a big dick statue.
Like,
and
what if you
take
some fucking trees and shit like that from like a cool planet? You're like, oh man, this fucking the flowery bullshit here is really cool and neat. You fucking harvest some of that shit, put it on your fucking thing, and you have a fucking greenhouse in your fucking spaceship. And you just go around like, there's so many things you can do with that. I don't want to make a fucking base on a planet.
I think there's just not there's no purpose. Like, even in like game Subnautica, like, use it for storage. You can make plants there to be.
Yeah, but you can make it like that's the same idea, right? Like, you make a bigger like sub thing, right? That houses all your little mini search sub things. Or whatever.
Yeah, I guess. So. Or you probably only have one sub thing, but that's still the point is like, there's things to do in the base, and like just going off the gameplay that exists in No Man's Sky, there's nothing you need to do in a base besides drop shit off at.
Yeah.
Which you probably need to sell anyway. So like, what are you dropping? What shit are you dropping off? Like, there's health packs and things like that, but like, they're so easy to come by. There's no reason to fucking keep them. You know, if you have a problem, you just get in your ship and ride your ass to a fucking store.
Yeah.
Like, it's not difficult. So to me, like, it's just a thing that people told them they should have in it, and now they're gonna put it in it. They probably didn't want to put it in it. They probably were like, it's not fun to do. So that's why it wasn't there. But since they got so much backlash, now they're gonna do it. You know?
Yeah. They should have focused on a better aspect, like multiplayer.
Yeah.
You know, everything's better with fucking multiplayer. I could be playing this worst fucking game on the planet and still probably have fun and laugh at it.
I'm not going to say everything's better with multiplayer. Obviously, things are built around not having
yeah. But I mean, like
even a survival game, like...
That kind of game, though, like, it just depends.
To me, like, Subnautica works really well because you're alone in a fucking ocean. The moment you introduce a second...
Yeah.
Even, like, to me, like, this moment you introduce a second player, like, the feel is ruined entirely. But I'm sure they're going to do it. It's just a matter of time. Yeah. But No Man's Sky is, like, I don't know. His problem is, like, there's nothing to do. I get to a planet, I quickly try to make a warp cell to go to the next one. Yeah. It's not about, like, exploring.
There's no point naming anything. There's not like anybody's going to see
there is for money, but, like...
Yeah, it's one of those things.
Which you use to make warp cells. Everything's a mean to an end to get a warp cell and get the fuck off a plane.
They're fucking weird. Like,
I don't even care about making another... or buying another ship. Like, it's not going to be faster warping to another place. It's going to be the same warp speed, you know? Yeah. I could build a better warp drive and skip planets, and that's a definite thing I need to work on. But other than that, like... This is not going to change my perception of No Man's Sky.
The game's shit.
I'm not going to say it's shit. I had fun with it, but
like shit to me.
When I had hands on it, I had a decent time with it, you know? But it's just like, this isn't going to make me like go back to it and really get excited about it again.
Yeah.
But that is what it is. So we were talking about Walking Dead earlier. I want to talk about episodic content because Walking Dead season 3 is coming out. The first episode is coming out next month, correct?
Yeah, I believe so.
Next month, I believe. And I got excited, but then I had to remind myself, oh yeah, I don't play episodic games unless every single episode's out.
As they come out, you mean? Yeah.
Yeah. I understand budgetary reasons why they do that, but I will never consume episode by episode. Nor do I really do that for TV that much. Every now and then, but like, especially like with games, because it's not like the episodes show up every week. They show up every few months. So, what's your opinion, man? How do you consume episodic content? Do you even like the idea of it? Like, are you...
I don't mind it for telltale reasons. They're like the ones that do episodic. I like it, but I don't
I don't play them as they come out. I tried that once and I didn't like it. Because by the time I went to the next one, it's
you already forgot what happened.
It's cool that there's a recap, and I get it. And I'm like, oh, cool, but it's just so much time between.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe, I don't know. Maybe if they did it in a weird way, but like it wouldn't make sense anyway. If they just did it week by week, it's like next week it's just this one, and then next week.
Yeah, what would be the point?
But then it's like, they would still get backlash. People would just be like, why don't you just release all in one package?
And I'd agree with that.
Yeah.
Like, why didn't you just do it in one package? Like,
but
seems like a waste because obviously the game was done at that point.
Yeah.
To me, like, because like even Netflix does it now, where like if they make a show, they just put it all out, fucking all at once. You're gonna watch it whenever you watch it, so there's no reason to wait every week. But I know why they do it with the games because they're not done and they need to make more money along the way.
My favorite thing about certain things, episodes, something like I think Sam and Max kind of does it right, and they're not like episode content, but they are in a way, because there's a season of each game of it.
I mean, the stories within the seasons definitely carry over.
Yeah. But like each episode in that is like a story in its own.
Yeah,
and it's usually wrapped up, but then there's like the overarching season story, which is nice.
Yeah.
Those are usually like my favorite as far as those, because otherwise, like Telltale, it's like stuff isn't really wrapped up in just one episode. You have to play the whole thing to experience the whole thing, which is nice.
But if you play it in short 1 hour, 2 hour bursts every few months,
yeah, that's not going to happen. Unlike my previous example, Sam Max, it's like, well, at least you had something that completed. If that was the case, but it's not. So you're gonna wait for the whole thing and play the whole thing.
I'm gonna bring up the big dog, Final Fantasy VII. The remake is gonna be episodic.
Yeah, and that's pretty scary.
That's scary. Good thing. I don't know. I still won't buy episode 1 when it comes out. I'll still wait for it all to be out. I'm sure they'll release it in a fucking box when it's all the way out.
I hope there's a demo.
Yeah, I hope so too.
If not, I'll either watch a little bit of the first episode, because people are going to eat that shit up and it's going to be everywhere on YouTube, or I'll just get the first episode and then just play it and see if I want the rest of it. Because if I want the rest of it, I'll wait till it comes out all the way, and then I'll just replay it all.
Yeah. I want to bring up another scary thought. So the Batman Telltale game came out, physical release, the moment the first episode came out.
Which is fucking absurd.
So you could buy that, and then you have to physically download every single thing it's more like a key almost, but it's a disc,
Yeah.
To me, that is fucking bullshit. Because like one day, that internet won't be there, or the source of downloading the fucking game, PSN or whatever, that won't be there, So if I buy that disc used or something, I want to be able to play the game. Don't release it when episode 1 comes out and be like, well, it's good, that's good enough. Release the physical version when all 5 are out. Yeah. That's the only way to do it. Or you need to have
crazy technology where I'm going to be writing to that fucking disc.
Yeah.
Or
you need some very specific markings on your disc that shows that hey, this disc only contains 1 episode.
Yeah. Which I'm sure it does.
And the other ones
the rest is because I think it does say that, and it's this is physical of this one, and the rest of that.
Because I almost bought it. I had it, and I was like, oh shit, this came out? No, it didn't. Fucking episode 1 came out, and I think it's all the way out now, but
no, I think it's on episode 3, dude. Or some shit.
So you could buy it right now and be fucked,
Yeah.
So I have a real big problem with that. I just don't want them to do that shit at all.
Yeah.
All right, so it's the day after Thanksgiving. We're gonna talk things we're thankful in gaming and anime. Anything that you're thankful of. I'm gonna start.
Yeah,
Last Guardian's finally coming out, and I've been waiting for this game since I played Shadow of the Colossus in 2010, 2009. I fucking love Shadow of the Colossus. It's in my top 5 consistently. And usually number 2 behind Mega Man Legends, which is coupled with nostalgia. Yeah. So pretty much makes it number 1 most of the time.
So you're not thankful for Redash.
Fuck Redash, man. I hope Redash never comes out.
Yeah.
Fuck, man.
I'm so sorry. I just took all of your good feelings and just
God
fucking
damn it.
smashed them on the floor.
It's red ash. But
I
I
don't
get what
like
you're
to think of it
saying.
like that. I think it just sounds stupid.
okay. But
I
anyway,
think it's like Re-Dash. It's like a play on that because in Japan it's Mega Man Dash, right? Or
well,
whatever the
yeah,
fuck.
but if they put Redash, then it would just be straight up copyright infringement.
Yeah.
So that's red ash. But I'm happy Last Guardian's finally coming out. To me, that game is not going to be as good as Shadow of the Colossus. That's where my expectations are. It will not be as good as Shadow of the Colossus because it's a totally different type of game. It's not about fighting bosses. It's about it's more of the castle exploration, kind of like how Ico was. And Ico I love, but it'll be more like that and less like Shadow of the Colossus, which is okay, but as long as it's coming out, this trilogy can be done and everyone can move on with their life.
Yeah.
I'm happy about that. I'm also happy about Digimon Tri came out, and it's still in the middle of the movies, but the movies have been so good so far about showing the fans appreciation, the things that you thought about. You're like, oh man, I hope they talk about season 2 characters. What the fuck happened to them? We're just gonna ignore that they existed? No, they don't. Immediately you're made aware about what happened, and it doesn't stop. Even in the later movies, it's not like they just brush it off. They continue talking about it, everything that happened. Even in the first movie, spoilers, I'm just gonna say it, Omnimon just pops up. They just have Omnimon. It's not like they forgot how to make Omnimon.
Yeah.
It's not like you need to relearn these skills. Omnimon's fucking there. So everything past that is gonna be something new and something fresh.
No Samus Aran.
Yeah,
Shit.
there's no
She
garbage
didn't
of
forget how to use her missiles.
having
or
to go
lose
through
them.
the powers again. I'm definitely happy about that. What else, man?
Well, Nick, I'm gonna have to say fuck you on that one
What Nick say, man?
for not liking Shadow of the Colossus. I think you're one of the few.
Nick doesn't like Nick has never played Shadow of the Colossus.
Didn't really like Shadow of Colossus.
Nick literally played the first boss and couldn't grasp the controls.
You're just the worst. Unless you beat it, I don't want to hear your.
Nick just needs a shot at it later.
Or
man.
just play it. You need to play at least a good 5 or 6 of the Colossus.
No, fuck that, bro. You just need to play the whole game.
Oh, yeah.
I won't accept opinions from anyone that's never finished the game.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'll hear what you have to.
Did you beat No Man's Sky?
Me?
Yeah.
No. Can you beat No Man's Sky? That's a good question.
I think so.
I don't know, man. I'll just never accept someone's opinions, saying Shadow of the Colossus is bad when I know you've only played the first Colossus.
Yeah.
Don't come at me when you.
The first one's the baby, it's the
easiest one, but he couldn't figure it out. I'm not tripping on the controls are non-standard, but
Yeah.
and Nick has an issue with adaptability. If it doesn't fall in this narrow line of very easy controls, it's a little bit more difficult for him. And that's fine. It is for a lot of people.
It is weird. How your character boosts is weird
and how
too.
he jumps off of Colossus.
It's the controls
they're a little janky,
but they're
a design.
learn 'em.
They're a design choice.
yeah
so, they're designed in a way that they wanted them to be, and you just have to kind of learn them.
once you get to stuff where it's because the first Colossus is just something you would think would you just kind of grasp. So you're just so I need to just climb on this guy, I guess. Okay, and then you find an easy point. Then you get later on, and you're like,
what the fuck?
What do I do? And there's
yeah.
other means of
each Colossus
approaching
is a
them,
puzzle.
you know?
you know?
Yeah, and it's cool.
And
I like the idea of it's just straight up boss fights.
and once you know
kinda
it,
interesting.
I can beat that first boss in less than a minute.
Yeah.
I can stomp his ass. That's how easy he is now. So you just have to get used to it. It's not, but it's really good. But even that said, Last Guardian looks like it uses pretty standard looking controls, so should be not a problem. I'm gonna play it. I'll probably buy it the day it comes out. I'm happy Gravity Rush 2 got announced.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Whenever we were thinking about starting a YouTube channel, I originally wanted to do reviews and stuff, and I was writing a bunch of reviews, and I'm not completely scrapped that idea yet, but I wrote a review on Gravity Rush, and I wrote about how sad I was that a second game was never going to come out because they let it die on the Vita. And then, the next fucking day, they were Gravity Rush 2, bitches. I'm like, what the fuck, guys? Scrap the whole goddamn review, and, to me, and the Gravity Rush 2, like, just adding some, like, it looks, the Lay's trailer was so fucking beautiful, and they showed all these different costumes for Kat, and it's like, you're hitting right on her personality traits, like, still, and just, like, oh my god.
And there's Raven?
Raven is back, and I saw I
liked the idea that they're named after what pet kind of goes with them.
I've seen other girl characters who have powers as well. Looked like
other gravity bitches, gravity hoes.
Looked like someone from the sky. I don't know how to explain it better than that, but looked like someone from up top.
Oh.
And that's the thing in the trailer. Like in the first game, like there was so much more to explore in that world. Clearly, in the second game, they're clearly gonna explore.
Like the town expanded exponentially, and then there's everything that's, it's floating above something. So you go down there too, right?
Yeah, and then they make that. Then you get the realization. Then that thought process goes like, well, "What's up?"
Yeah,
something must be up. And you never explore that. And to me, it reminds me so much of Mega Man Legends. Like, the first Mega Man Legends, they introduced this, like, huge story about the mother lode, the grand treasure, and Roll's parents are gone, and, like, da-da-da-da-da. In Mega Man Legends 1, you never fuck with that at all.
Yeah.
But they talk about it. And in Mega Man Legends 2...
You find what you thought was the mother lode, at, like, near the end, right?
Well, no. You know it's not the mother lode. Because they mention the mother lode, and they're like, no, but we have the grand treasure here, or whatever,
Oh, that's what it was.
So... But in the second game, they do fucking look for the mother lode, and they're going around to different islands looking for it. And they like, it's just, and they talk about Roll's parents, and they may or may not find some of them, and it's amazing. Like, I hope this isn't the end of Gravity Rush, or if it is, they end it properly, unlike Mega Man Legends 2.
That's not even left open, or
don't just let it end.
Open-ended. It was just straight up. There needs to be a third one, kind of thing.
Yeah, and that's what Mega Man Legends 3 is. They fucking even tease like them going to the moon to get his ass. Like I don't want Gravity Rush 2 to end like that. Just let it be over.
Don't leave Kat on the moon.
No, don't do it. She could probably make it there. Don't do it.
But yeah.
You thankful for anything, bro?
I'm thankful Kingdom Hearts did me right by coming to PS4.
God, you're right.
And I was waiting for that, and I was just like, don't let me down. And they were like, yeah, collection, PS4. I'm like, good, because it was around the time, like, I just didn't want to get it for PS3 because PS4 was coming out, right?
Yeah.
It was just like, no, it's going to come to PS4. Or was it like as it came out? It was like in that weird time frame where it's just like, I didn't want to get any more games for the PS3. I wanted to,
especially if they're remasters, because like they're gonna release it, and then they release Final Fantasy X, and you're like, okay, it must be coming soon, and they waited so long.
Yeah. So
I think they're trying. I think they could have done it a long time ago. They were just waiting because they were like, okay, we want 2.8 to come out, then we want to have the shit come out on PS4 to remind everyone, and then maybe next. You
gotta keep people interested. So if you release both at the same time, it's pretty nice. But
I think Kingdom Hearts 3 will probably come out next year because of the way they're scheduling it. At least that's their thought process. Probably it might get pushed, but
yeah.
I'm gonna break in with that because you talked about PS4. No-Nuri games coming to PS4 is fucking huge, bro. Having 999 and having Virtue's Last Reward on PS4 is huge. Like that's something I wanted to see, and I just bought Virtue's Last Reward, which kind of pisses me off. I could have played on PS4, but I will buy it again on PS4. Danganronpa 1 and 2 coming out for PS4. Now, granted, they've been on Steam for a while, but like just the idea of having a physical copy on a console that's not a piece of shit, like the Vita. And I have a Vita, and I love my Vita, but like if I could get on PS4, I'd rather have PS4.
The Vita's a nice handheld.
I'd rather have it on PS4 though. It had some good games, but now they're all leaving.
Exactly. It's like
Tearaway was great. Tearaway's gone.
There's another thing that fucking did that. The library. And like it all left too. I just can't fucking think of it.
The PSP, bro.
You know what? The fucking Xbox One.
Oh.
Everything went to the Windows store. So anything that ever looked any kind of interesting to me. The only thing it has left now is like Rare Replay and Sunset Overdrive.
Oh man, there was some game I just saw that was coming out for Xbox One that supported cross saves between it and PC. And I was like, oh, that's good. So like not just like cross save, like you can transfer your save back and forth and like start on Xbox One, finish on PC.
There's some weird thing too. I think if you buy it on the Xbox, then you can also automatically on PC or some shit.
Sometimes all Microsoft games do that, but
yeah,
not all developers have to succumb to that. So
I'm not gonna rebuy something twice.
I'm not gonna buy anything on the Xbox
Unless
One
it's
ever.
so good.
That's really what it comes down to.
Yeah, like
Really, if you
piece of
put rare,
shit
if you put Rare Replay on the Windows Store, it's pretty much fucking over. I'll never buy you.
Yeah, that's the only thing I kept looking at. I'm like, man, I want to play Jet Force Gemini again.
As cool as like Sunset Overdrive looks, it's kind of like that. Like if I have an Xbox
You
One,
know.
I'll get it. But I'm
It
not
was that.
really.
It was like, oh, dude, there's that. Oh, dude, there's fucking Dead Rising 3. Oh, dude, there's this. And it's just like, oh, now there's nothing. Killer Instinct, it's just don't give a shit anymore.
I'm happy about all these games that.
Go on a Koto.
What's up? I'm happy about all these Spike Chunsoft games coming out and
Yeah.
on PS4. I think that's the route to go in North America.
We
at
talked
least.
about. We love like re-release stuff because it's just accessibility. That's all it is.
Yeah. And if
don't
I
think
love a
anyone should
game,
ever knock
if I
those.
love a game enough, I'll buy it again.
Because
Really,
never
if-
know, like maybe they add something in hindsight instead of just doing like some patch bullshit. Because some of the things are kind of hard to patch.
And if they
You know?
don't, I'm not mad. Like if The Crow came out on fucking Blu-ray, I'm not tripping because I own a VHS tape of it. Like. Or like a movie I don't like, I'm not like, oh man, I can't believe I didn't get the best version. Like, how the fuck was I supposed to know? Like, it's okay. The movie or the game is still good the way I have it.
There's like two different. Like, what if you didn't have a console? Like, what if you didn't have the Vita?
What if you didn't have
Now
that
you
game?
couldn't play Danganronpa. Well, now you can. It's.
I was watching someone
always
stream the
nice.
other day and they were talking about that. They were like, fuck that, buy Vita, guys. And it's like, no,
No,
bro.
fuck
I
you.
actually want everyone to play it. I want
Yeah.
everyone, as many people as possible play it. You can put that shit on Xbox One, You can put it everywhere. You can put it on the Ouya. As long as more
Heard
people
the
get to
new
play.
Skyrim. Yeah, we did the weird HD one.
What about it?
Oh no, they asked us if we heard about it.
Oh, yeah, man.
I'm not a big fan of it. And the fact that like I already heard there's like a whole bunch of glitchy stuff happening, just like every other Bethesda game.
I mean, my mindset.
It's cool,
Like,
and I think it's free for anyone that already owned Skyrim, so that's good.
on PC.
Yeah, just on PC.
Yeah. I want to make that clear. No disc is coming to your Xbox One anytime soon. Here's my thoughts on it. Skyrim already looked fucking incredible on PC. Probably one of the best looking games on PC if you start modding it out. So like, just adding this, like, this doesn't add shit to it. It's just another way for them to be like, hey guys, remember fucking Skyrim? Well, Fallout 4 didn't sell as well as it
It's
should have.
just another definitive fucking version of something that
Really, like, it was a means to an end. Like, hey guys, we're going to be releasing the updates for this. This is why you need the PC version. So here's it for free. Everyone who didn't own it on PS4 and Xbox One, you need to buy it now. Like, it's just a little bit of extra cash, and I'm okay with that. I'm not tripping.
I would almost rather have like an updated Oblivion where it's not a complete piece of shit.
You know what? I'd
about
rather
that?
not. Just don't fucking make Oblivion ever.
Just don't
again.
ever make
Just
Oblivion
don't
again.
even. I don't care if you.
If,
it's
even
just
if they
gone.
fixed all the problems.
No, just fucking let
you
it.
don't want to do the
Just fuck it. Just
stories with the Oblivion games.
Just let it be dead. I don't know. It'd be hard. It would be a hard pill for me to swallow. I hate that game.
I do too.
But
But they could fix it. It's
Here's-
not,
here's
a lot
what-
of them aren't even hard fixes for it. It's just stupid design flaws that they just
Here's what I'll say.
didn't think was.
Fix or don't fix. I love Skyrim. I think Skyrim is a great game, phenomenal game. Probably like on my backlog, I rate it 5 stars, so that puts it somewhere in the top 65, or so out of games I've rated that high, and I think it's amazing. But I don't really care about this re-release in particular. I just already own it, and I thought it looked good enough, And that's the problem with a lot of the recent re-releases, like Last of Us on PS3 and PS4. To me, that's just like, if I didn't own it, I'll buy it on PS4. But there's not a big enough leap for me to buy it twice there.
Yeah.
But I say that because I don't really care about those games. But you release Shadow of the Colossus on PS4, I'll buy that bitch right now. And I own it twice already. But you
So
release it again, I'll
It's one
buy
of those
it.
things where it's like
How much do I care?
cool for the people that really wanted it. I won't knock it like that, I didn't care for it. But, if you like Skyrim and you like it that much, you want to support Bethesda by letting them know, hey, you fucking love Skyrim, go for it.
Yeah.
You probably already had it for PC, but, like, if you didn't.
Yeah. So let's talk, final topic. Let's talk Christmas list, man. Now, I'm not just talking about what you're going to get on Christmas Day, because obviously we're adults and we buy games whenever the fuck we want. let's consider Christmas season anytime now until Christmas or New Year's
I gotta
time.
remember what the fuck's even coming out around then, man.
Go for it. Look it up, man. Be quick though. But what games, whether they be old or new, are you picking up? Like, what is your plans to grab, whether they be new or old? I'm gonna start.
Persona 5.
It won't be out. You can place a pre-order for it, dog, and feel good about it. Yeah. I think I am buying Last Guardian 100%. That's a day one for me, probably.
What if Rock of Ages 2 comes out?
Oh my god, it's supposed to any day now, but since I haven't heard about it, it's so weird. Rock of Ages 2, if it comes out, I'll get for sure. That's been on my wish list forever.
Yeah.
Final Fantasy 15.
There's a Mario Maker for 3DS coming out?
Yeah, but here's the deal. There's no online capabilities. You can only share your levels locally with people.
What?
I know. What a bunch of fucking garbage. It just completely negates the purpose of it.
Yeah, there's no
reason to buy it.
Dead Rising 4 is coming out.
Yeah.
Possibly, if it doesn't get delayed.
Cool. I mean, it's a Christmas game, so it's coming out at Christmas time. That's why it's coming out in December.
Whoa.
I'm sure they're done. Are you getting Final Fantasy 15, bro? Is that on your Christmas list?
Nope. I don't care for it.
I think it is for me, but I'm going to wait a few days. It won't be day one. It'll be like, if there's not a shit ton of glitches right off the bat.
Man, there ain't shit coming out.
They delayed it all, man. They delayed it all. As far as old games, I'm finally going to get Zero Time Dilemma. I asked my mommy for it. As I'm going to go visit her. She said yes. She'll get it for me for the Vita. And I'm also going to get Grand Kingdom finally. The game's finally $20, so I'm just going to make the jump for it.
Yeah, I like Niz, so.
I don't like Niz. I don't want to act like we're fucking friends.
Niz is like my buddy that I can only enjoy in small increments.
Niz is like that buddy who also is a fuck.
You know, he's pretty cool.
Yeah, he does some cool things, but he also like.
Don't fucking buy it. Don't fucking buy what?
Who is that?
Gamer Chicks. Isn't that your
sister? That's my sister.
Yeah.
Don't buy Last Guardian? Is that what she talking? Oh, 15. She's talking about Final Fantasy 15 probably.
Yeah, I agree. Don't fucking get that shit.
I might. Fuck me.
And then we got Chazzy V.
Oh, Chazzy V, what's up, man? Chazzy V is one of my favorite YouTubers, bro. He is so fucking cool. Like, shout outs to Chazzy V. One of the best, one of the coolest guys on YouTube.
Oh, the game that went down to 20. You're talking about Grand Kingdom.
Oh. Michelle.
You know,
look,
I played the demo. I liked it.
I thought the battle system was really cool. I think there were a lot of problems, but since it's $20, I'm gonna get it. Not only am I gonna get it, but I think you're gonna buy it for me since you're.
Wow.
I think Mom's getting me something.
Nick says he'll get Final Fantasy 15 if you get it. So Nick, don't go down that fucking rabbit hole with John over here. Nick, you'll fucking regret it. You're just gonna be crying the whole time.
Nicholson.
Appreciate that, Chazzy V.
We'll be there.
Your sis says fucking no.
We'll be there midnight release.
Sis ain't buying that shit for you. Hell no.
Yeah. I think it looks cool. There were a lot of games I turned down.
I think the biggest thing, which is weird, is like
the map.
I think the art style, not art style. Art style is fine. The animation of the things, look kind of janky. Looks like it's been done.
I'll be real.
It looks like some Flash made shit.
It kind of looked kind of boring too. But the battle system was so good.
Yeah,
it's hard
the
to deny.
Was cool, and you have like a 4-man team or 5-man team. There's a lot of classes.
You know what? I don't know.
You kind of customize.
I don't know if South Park's coming out this year.
But I don't think so.
If South Park were coming out, I would get that. Nick, we'll be there midnight release getting Final Fantasy 15. Now that I know you're committed, as long as I'm committed, we'll go for it, bro.
Nick, what have you fucking done, man? I'm gonna walk downstairs one day, dude, and I'm just gonna hear fucking
Final Fantasy
some
15
random ass music. I'm like, who the fuck made that shit? He's gonna be like, Nobuo. And I'm gonna cry because I'm like, that's not him. That's not fucking him.
It'll be better music than his.
I'm just gonna fucking cry.
What else are you getting, man? Anything? Did you even see anything worth getting?
Dude. There's not fucking shit, man.
I'm gonna buy Polybridge. I forget. I can't pronounce the name of the guy I've been watching on YouTube play it, but he is hilarious. I wish I could.
Kingdom Hearts 2.8 comes out January. Gravity Rush 2 January. Wait, that got delayed, right?
What?
Didn't that get delayed
Gravity Rush
to January? Or
to
is that
January.
past? Oh, okay. Resident Evil 7 apparently.
February, right?
It
February
says
14th.
January, but it's probably February. Disgaea 2 for PC. I mean, that's cool.
Yeah.
I'm down.
Resident Evil 7, I can't give a fuck about. Like, I think it's a step in the right direction, but like, you fucked up so much now, like,
It's
and
weird.
that demo like didn't impress me as much as it should have.
What about Resident Evil 2 HD?
Probably won't even come out next year.
Yeah. I don't think they're gonna do anything crazy with it. I think they're gonna do the same thing as the regular HD ones, man.
Oh fuck no! Hell
Like,
no, they're not.
You think so?
No, they don't give a fuck about that anymore. They're gonna try to get fancy with this shit, and they're gonna try to make it like.
What's crazy is like because
Revelations.
Resident Evil 1 HD sold really well, like really really well.
Well, what? I mean, it was on the GameCube, so like
No,
you can only
I mean
sell
the remaster HD.
Well, yeah,
whatever.
sure.
Like,
I hope they remake Resident Evil 2 the way they should, but I foresee them, since they made a whole new Resident Evil engine, making it like
it depends.
RE7.
I wouldn't care if it played a little bit like Revelations 2, as long as like it wasn't like Revelations 1.
I just don't want that fucking camera angle at all.
I don't mind the camera angle.
I don't, but it doesn't work for Resident Evil
What if they were
2.
Well,
you
you
know?
gotta maybe see the environment like that, But I mean, there's like we said, like there's a lot of corridors and hallways and shit, right?
Look, you remake Resident Evil 2. Don't remake some fucking garbage shit you made lately. You remake Resident Evil 2 the way you're supposed to. When people wanted when people wanted a remake of 2, they didn't want a remake of Revelations.
This is true.
They wanted Resident Evil remake, but they wanted it 2. That's
it.
all you have to do.
They just want 2 to look pretty.
They just want 2, the same treatment you did for remake. Do that. That would be a Christmas gift to fucking remember next year. Yeah. Please, God.
I'm not gonna buy any games because I'm busy wasting money on people for Christmas.
Oh, who's that?
Lucius.
Oh yeah, that's me. She's buying me Grand Kingdom.
Just wasting money on your ass.
I'm sorry. Don't worry. I'll buy you games too. I'm sure. I'll wait till I get there though, so I don't bring them on the plane.
Whenever Berserk comes out, it looks kind of neat.
You mean the one that's already out? What have you been doing with your life?
Berserk game?
Yeah.
Are you sure it's out?
I saw fucking Matt with a copy of it from Two Best Friends, so maybe you got the import.
Probably import, dude.
Fair enough. But
like they've already shown off like DLC characters and shit.
So if that comes out this year, maybe. Maybe for you.
Maybe.
There's just not much coming out this year, but Last Guardian.
What the fuck?
If I buy Final Fantasy
2,
15.
when is that coming out?
What is?
Nidhogg 2. Nidhogg was awesome.
Oh, hopefully soon.
Yeah. Breath of the Wild,
I think that's it for.
Let the Switch come out fucking Christmas Day.
The Switch.
I lose my goddamn mind.
The Switch is gonna come out March, bro.
I know, but like, let them just fucking do that. When the fuck's Final Fantasy 12 come out?
Soon. Maybe it already came out. We just weren't paying attention, bro.
No way. Right? Am I dumb, people?
I don't know, man.
I could be dumb. We should go to Second and Charles.
Yeah, we'll go Second and Charles, and we'll buy a bunch of games.
We see the only decent game store we have.
Really, I've got so many games now. Like, it's actually hard to find games.
12 HD. I'm waiting for that shit.
It's actually hard to fucking find games I care about now because I have so many. Like,
what is Second and Charles, like a local?
It's like a local, like Game Exchange.
Those are usually the best ones.
Yeah.
Like, it's just no fun to go to like main ones much anymore.
I think
it's the new of the new game you try to get.
I think PS3 is like, I just wipe the shit out of that library, and there's not a chance I'll find anything new.
Anything else? To
I'm pretty much
system.
Yeah, I'm pretty much done. Not that those games are all played; they'll get played, but like, I've bought everything I want for that system.
Yeah,
over hundreds of games. It's done. I don't want anything else. Probably.
Yeah, 12 is coming out with the HD.
Yeah,
just like 10.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the Zodiac system in it. So not every character is just a black-white mage with sword and shield fucking stomping everything.
Right.
Nick said you guys did destroy that library.
Yeah, we did. Me and Nick in particular, man. We walk through Game Exchange now. We don't see a single game we even want on PS3, man.
Yeah.
Not that they're not there, but man, it's uncommon to even find one that interests us. But that's like when we first discovered buying used games, and PS4 even now is like already smoked.
Yeah, you should. You should buy it. Looks good. Like I said, the Zodiac system actually looks fucking neat. Like there's like 12 classes, but 6 characters.
and just imagine like the weird combinations of characters. I'm definitely gonna do a weird like
Playthrough.
probably a random challenge playthrough. Like I'll just randomize everybody. Fuck it.
Draw
Whatever
names.
the fuck
Draw
I
classes from a hat.
Yeah, and then like try to get through the game with those crazy ass classes. You know,
Maybe you should like do a poll and like have people vote. Whatever the top.
Vaughn is like a fucking time mage.
How about the
bitch.
top 3 and the bottom 3?
Oh,
Whatever.
that'd be fucking fantastic.
Fantastic.
You know?
Oh man.
12 is one of my favorites. Yeah, 12's pretty good.
I like the land, like the Venedil? No, not Venedil.
Well,
What the fuck is Evilise?
Evilise.
Evilise.
Yeah,
Evilise is fucking cool.
yeah, it's one of the best worlds in
and
Final
like
Fantasy.
it's probably one of the more fleshed out ones because like 12 isn't the only game that's been in there. You have 12 Revenant Wings, kind of shit game, but it's in Evilise. You got Tactics A and A2, Evilise. You know, it's just really cool and all the different races and like it's not boring. Maybe that's it. Like some of the worlds are kind of cool in other Final Fantasies, but they're not like they don't feel as like alive.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Yeah. Because I guess since this one's so more fleshed out over different games, it feels more like a existing world.
Right.
It's interesting. Also,
like
bunny girls. I'm sorry. They're kind of awesome. And Baltier is like one of the best characters ever.
I like Baltier as well. Baltier as well.
He's a fucking badass.
He's a nice man.
He's a nice pirate. He steals things.
Well, Zach,
At fucking gunpoint.
it's 9:30-ish, a little bit later.
Was there any other topics we wanted to head out?
We have annihilated every topic I came up with.
Yeah.
I had a good time.
Yeah.
Talked about a lot of good stuff today. There's a lot of interesting news this week.
Baltier Fran. You stop that shit right now.
I'm down. Ship them.
I've probably seen many of things like that. I'm not going to overly discuss that though. It's not the place. But
Yeah. That's
yeah.
Yeah.
It was really cool to have people stop by and chat.
Yeah, because the idea of a live podcast is something dangerous. You know, usually people just record it, put them out, and you listen to them whenever. So the idea of doing a live podcast is like not always smiled upon. But
I like interacting.
I like interacting with people. I like to just get people's little opinions. You know, we're not necessarily, because it's a podcast, we're not necessarily going to focus on it. But like having your little opinion here and there is definitely.
Usually we try to like hit on topics that are like relevant. So if it's not relevant, then it's like, oh, you know, hey,
But
we won't talk about it. But like, there's a few things that came up.
definitely enjoyed everyone stopping by. Nick, buddy, what's up, man? My
Nick,
sister,
sis.
Chazzy V, everyone else who stopped by.
My mom stopped by.
Your mom.
Kodo stopped by. Don't you fucking say it like that.
I definitely
Get my mom out of here with that tone.
appreciate everyone stopping by. It really means the world to us.
Cedric.
Cedric, you idiot.
Did I do it again? Fuck, I'm sorry. Cedric.
Yeah.
Oh, my bad, man. I'm just the worst.
Yeah,
I
but
gotta remember, it's like Cecil
right,
From Final Fantasy IV.
Cecil.
No, it's Cecil.
Oh Jesus.
It's not Cecil. That's what's the problem.
But yeah.
Grumpy Pancake, what up, dog?
Oh, Grumpy Pancake
You just came here
at the wrong
very end.
time, bro.
But you know, it's cool, man. It's cool.
bro, Grumpy Pancake is
Chazzy
awesome
V's
too.
still
Man.
here. So.
I like his shit too.
Yeah, man.
Man, I love
We
the
like-
way like we've
We
made all
like
these.
y'all like stop by, you know, and it's cool.
We've made these connections on YouTube. That's like the most important thing. Like we make connections, and like people want to come spend time with us. Oh, and Grumpy Pancake rocks, man.
It's one of those things, man. We wanna have like a little community and it'd be cool.
Yeah, I just want to. The whole goal of the channel is to just because life is hard, and sometimes it's really hard, and we really just want to like lift people up at the end of their day or the beginning of their day. You know, just
Like
give them
what
something
people have done for us. You
that
know?
people have done for us, and give us something to escape with. You know, even the smaller YouTubers, like there's a lot of really good ones. Like especially now, I've met so many of them that like just bring my spirits up and challenge me to do better. Like, oh man, I could be such a better person. You know.
Yeah.
But yeah, thank you so much, everyone. But that's all the time we have for this podcast. We have podcasts every single Friday. We also stream on Wednesday. We do a show called Hump and Bump, which will be on YouTube next week. Usually we just do it on Twitch, but it'll be dual stream next week, where we play 2 different games. Last week we had a lot of fun playing Fast and Light. I don't know what we're going to play this week, but it'll
definitely stream to YouTube next week as well.
Yeah.
Seems like a lot of people like that venue better.
Right.
So.
If you like us, consider subscribing to the YouTube channel for more video content. You can follow us on Twitter @GrabShiny, Facebook.com/GrabShiny, GrabShiny on Instagram, Twitch.tv/GrabShiny. All the shiny stuff. You can follow us all there.
You can just grab it all.
Grab all the shiny. For real. Be sure to grab shiny in your day. Catch you guys next time.
Later.
Peace.